Hi, this is Barbara Russell. I want to challenge you at the end of this year to look back over this previous year and see how far you've come. What have you accomplished? I was challenged this year by an organization that I belong to called eWomen Networking. And we were challenged to write down our goals at the beginning of the year and now to look at them at the end of the year. Here's what I had written. Dear Barbara, as you move toward yes, I said no, hello, I got my book written, becoming a bestseller, remember the words perseverance and significance. Remember to get tech help and with social media and videos and your book website. My goal is to also have $300 a month worth of speaking engagements and book sales. Well, I am pleased to know and to tell you that, hey, I got some video help. I got some tech help. I have an assistant who helps me do professional things that I didn't find time to do for myself. So that has been a great thing. I have also continued to make book sales, and I really felt like I built a foundation this year to get even more speaking engagements because I've got some scheduled for next year. So I am excited, and I got even more excited because I looked back on this last year. But the something that I wanted to share with you was what I wrote at the very beginning of that letter of my goal setting. I said, remember the words perseverance and significance. Now, if you've lived any time for any length of time at all, you've undoubtedly had something in your life that created perseverance. And the older you get, the longer you live, I can guarantee you're going to have more opportunities to develop perseverance. And this particular story that I want to tell you was so significant as I thought back on those words, because something that was really a negative character trait that I developed became perseverance, which I consider more positive. The negative character trait was people-pleasing. I tell you, for years, I was a people pleaser, and I was so glad that I am a reformed people pleaser that I even wrote chapter 2 in this book called People Pleasing is Not a Spiritual Gift. Because let me assure you, I had it big time. But I didn't realize, even though I had done this most of my life, where that really came from until I began to get an answer one night when I got a phone call late at night. And I think, oh, this is not good. When the phone rings in the middle of the night, yeah, no, it is not good. And it was my mother calling. And she was 68 years old at that time and thought that she was going to die. She wanted to tell a secret that she had kept hidden before she died. And so for the next hour and a half, she spent time telling me and my husband all the details of how her father had sexually molested her. And as if that wasn't enough, he had emotionally, physically, verbally, and sexually abused all 10 of his children. What a horrible thing. I was aghast with horror at all of the details. It was awful, but she felt she needed to tell this secret before she died. My mother had kept this a secret, as indeed had all the family members, until she was 68 years old. And now she told us the thing that put the light bulb over my head and made me go, aha, that is what happened to me. And here's how that happened, is that she told my father, her husband, her fiance at the time, before they got married, she felt like she needed to tell him that she was, so to speak, damaged goods. And he needed to know this. Well, she told him, and at that time, my father made her a promise. He made a vow, an oath. And he said, I love you. I want to still marry you. And if we have children, I promise you, you will not have anything to worry about. I will never sexually molest any of our children. And my father kept that oath. He kept his promise. He stayed a step back, but not realizing that growing up, it didn't make sense to me, and I thought my father didn't love me. And so I tried all those years to make him love me. And so I became a performer, and I did good in school, and I did everything that he wanted me to. I followed all of the rules trying to get him to love me. But of course, that wasn't really the reason why. And until I understood how that part of my past affected my present, I wasn't able to totally heal. But after that, getting counseling for myself, well, hello, I became a counselor, and I wrote this book because I had identified what had happened to me happens to so many people, and that is you do something to survive. You develop a coping skill. People-pleasing was my coping skill to survive, getting past my father's love or lack of what I thought was it. And then it becomes a habit, then a lifestyle, and pretty soon it's an identity. But now I'm a reformed people pleaser because once I realize that, then I can say, no more. I am not going to be a people pleaser. So it was so good to look back at the end of this year because that people pleasing had also produced perseverance. And that's why that word is so great for me, because I had persevered, you see, to get beyond that. I kept on and kept on, even when I didn't understand all that was going on. And you know what? You can too. So I challenge you at this time of the year, take a moment to reflect on the past year, or maybe even further than that, and look at, see, what have you accomplished? What have you done? What do you still want to do? And why are certain things so important to you? Why do some things bother you, other things you celebrate? Perseverance and significance are important to me because it's made me who I am, and I know it makes you who you are too. So this is Barbara Russell saying, I hope this has been helpful for you. I would encourage you to share this with someone else if you think that would be helpful to them as well. And we'll see you in a brand new year.